All right. Welcome to Passenger 2X. I'm going to walk you through making an airline. I've got a couple already set here. We're going to go here into Chicago Express. Um, and I'm going to show you guys some things before we go make our own. First and foremost, just what the AI will look like when it's activated. See right here, AI happening? Yeah, that's AI happening. And if you watch here, when it says transported passengers, you will see that number increase. Right, that's our rating for the airline. We are a 3.5 star airline. Our passenger satisfaction is low. I don't get that really. So I'm gonna have to look into that. Our load factor is going up, which is nice. I'll explain all of that as we go. Upon recording this, it is April 2nd in 2026. So the bank, which is right here, just turned over to a new month, so I've got some profit going on here, right? And this number will change once all the AI has completed. And I want to show you guys what the bank looks like too, just so you get an idea. And then we'll go create the sister airline to Chicago Express. We will go create SoCal Express, um, and we'll I'll walk you through. You know what that looks like? It's a very fun process with Passenger 2X, as they've really set this up where you don't necessarily have to fly in order to have these passengers. And we're done. Hey, look at that! We went from 102 right up to 912. So let's go look at the bank real quick. So April 2nd, right here, airport facilities. O'Hare cost us 166,000. Staff salaries was just under 10. Marketing, 4,300. Our initial loan of I don't remember how much it was. I think it was $1 billion. It might have been. It was a lot. I maxed it out. Fairly certain it was a billion. So that's our loan repayment. Here's our tax, and then here's what AI made. And then here's our maintenance. And just to kind of put in perspective, these are the 5 aircraft or 6 aircraft. I know how to math that I've got going, right? And these are all owned, not leased. So I just wanted to kind of show you. Now you get the AI there, you'll get the bank here, and hopefully you see green over here. Let me show you how to make an airline. And I'm going to actually pause real quick because I want to remember something. All right, I remember what I was looking for. I guess I didn't need to pause it. I could have just whatever. My brain isn't braining very brain right now. All right, so let's go back. We're gonna come here to what the uh it's gonna make me update, isn't it? It's gonna make me update. It does this. Let's pause again while we wait and see what's going on. All right, no clue what that was all about, but here we go. So we're gonna come down here. We're gonna go to new airline. We are gonna be SoCal Express. ECSCE. I mean, we're going to start off in Ontario. Um, Eventually, I plan on doing John Wayne, San Diego, and potentially even Burbank. We'll see. This is to avoid LAX because that airport is a disaster. SoCal Express is the old logo, but it's cool. We are not going to be doing the $1 billion. We're going to be doing 175,000. And what I'm really waiting for, God, I need Synaptic to really release their A220. I am so looking forward to that aircraft. But right now, we're going to use A319s that I have custom made a custom content for. In fact, we'll go look at it real quick. But let's hit create. We'll go load her up after we look at custom content. So let's come in here to A319s. We're going to buy them used the best that we can. I've already created this, SoCal A319 high density, and there's our airplane. All right, 26 rows, 153 seats. I want to have a little bit of comfort, right? Three bathrooms in the back, one in the front, while we do more of that whole high density. So that's what we're gonna do. Again with this. All right, I've never had it do that to me, so I'm intrigued. If there is one thing, getting into their Discord is amazing. Talking to Dave and Scott is amazing. They are fantastic. It's a very small development crew, but man, do they do a great job. So if you ever have an issue, I highly recommend opening up a ticket. I highly recommend getting on that Discord. It's really important. All right, let's get started here. To start, we can choose any company we want for ground services. Goes all the way from 1 star up to 5 star. The higher your rating for these things, the better your pricing can be for your tickets eventually. Same thing with the better air miles club you've got, the better promotions and marketing that you've got. And then as we get in here, the better food, the better all these things, right? The more you can improve here, the better you're going to be with your company. I gonna go like 4 star, 5 star. These I'm probably gonna do 5 star. I'll probably do a 3 star catering and then a 4 star recruiter, possibly even a 5 star recruit. I want the best. I'm kind of guilty that way. So let's do gatewise. Let's do the contract. Right. So 1500 per check-in. Self kiosk is 800. I like using the self kiosks. I want to see which one is cheaper. So they're the same. Bag handling is 5. Bag handling is 4, right? So a little bit cheaper. Aircraft cleaning. So we're going to go with ground services. There's 107 or 1,750 out the door. Let's look at Blue Sky Avionics. 8% per hour, 150 per percentage for repair cost. Nexus, 7% and 100. So we're going to go with Nexus. Now, catering, right? We can go all the way from 1 star, which offers like very limited everything and then no discount, no nothing, all the way up to like you're flying, Cathay Pacific, right? And you're doing your stuff. The portion sizes is nice. I like having a larger portion size personally. So we're gonna go. I think maybe Cloud Cuisine. And we're gonna go Cloud Cuisine, and then 1,500 per candidate or 15,000 per candidate. They're going 10,000 per candidate, and we're still getting 5 star out of that. One note: save often upper right hand corner just in case. So we've got that set up and established. Next thing we're gonna do, I like to go in and just create my first hub and my first route. I'm gonna do um, Ontario to O'Hare just because I'm going to fly that a lot. I know me. Again, the beautiful thing here is it creates the return route. So you're all set. We can go down to airport management. We're going to need to add some self-service kiosks down here. You have to remember to click save. And then same thing up here. We're going to have like 15 of these because eventually we're going to have some gates. We'll have 2 to help people. We're going to have a lounge. We're going to have a small hangar. And we're going to save. So we've got that set. Next thing, let's go into our catering. I like to label my stuff what it's going to be used for. I don't know if we're going to go international at any point. You might want to change up the catering. So I've got that. We're going to go here. And I can choose up to 25 drinks, 10 snacks, 20 meals, 4 desserts, and tons of duty free. We're going to focus on snacks and drinks. We're going to have tea, coffee, decaf coffee, orange juice. Let's do tomato juice, still water, sparkling water, cola, zero cola, beer. And we're not going to have a first class. So I think we're good. I think we're good there. Let's just stick with 10. We can always add as we go. All right, let's look at snacks. What do we want? Muffins, croissants, potato chips. Let's do muffins. There we go. So then we got to come over here, and this is how we manage what we have. We're not going to charge for these. Son of a biscuit. We're not going to charge for these. I do want to make this a little bit higher. Decaf can be a little bit lower. Orange juice a little bit higher. Tomato juice is not a high commodity, but somebody like my mom, who, it helps them fly. Water, you'd be surprised how little the water is used. It really is. Sparkling, we'll leave it there. Cola, we'll bump it up. Zero cola, we'll leave it. Beer, we'll leave. Cancel. I didn't want to do that. Ooh, I gotta get blueberry muffin on there. Beer. $2.50. Save. That stays the same. All right, blueberry muffins. What are we gonna have? 153 people. So let's say 80 of each. All right. So catering is all set. Next, I want to look at salaries. I plan on hiring skilled and expert people. We're going to pay them a little bit more. And that keeps them happy. And happy is good. Then you can lower your hourly rate for certain things. So for the shorter flights, you might want a higher hourly rate and a lower pay. Maybe a higher, commission doesn't matter because they're only making money on the beer. So I might actually make that 5%. Okay. So we've got our contracts, we've got all that. Now I got to look at our policies. I love having internet on the plane. I think internet should be on every plane. We're going to charge $10 for it. We're going to save. Our planes will not have in-flight entertainment, but they will have that. If you want in-flight entertainment, there's a ton of stuff to choose from. The higher the rating, the better. Baggage, you get 40 pounds. It costs you $35 per. It's just how I do it. Seat selection, $2 per. Again, we're an economy-based airline, but again, you can change it. Like maybe your first class, you don't want to charge anything, but your econ, you want to charge. Cool, your airline. We are going to allow this. It'll cost you $275, $125. If you want to do that, drinks and snacks every 3. We don't have to worry about that, and save. So that's our basic economy setup. Now, Uh, SoCal Sky Pass. What do we want to call this? What did I have? There's some really cool ideas. Coastal Premier, Sunline Rewards, Cali Cruise Club. Ooh, I kind of like that. Um, Palm Point, Sunset Miles, Surf and Sky Rewards, Golden Coast. Um, let's call it SoCal Sun Miles. SoCal Sun Miles. So we're going to have one tier. It's going to be a premier tier. And we are going to click on the premier. All right. Required air miles is 50,000. You're going to earn 2 miles per. If you're here, you will get 100% of your baggage fee waived. Seat selection, 100% if you're with us. Onboard discount will give you a 5% ticket discount. 100% change fee. 75% cancellation. And then you will be lounge access, priority, and then not there. What do we need to do all the time? Save. So we've got our premier status set. We might create another one where you get more miles, maybe you get 5 miles per, and then eligible for free upgrades, right? We'll see how the airline grows, and it's up to your discretion too. Now, the big one, especially early on, to get people on your plane, because otherwise you're going to fill 50, 60% of your plane, maybe. You got to set up some campaigns. And it tells you, what the effectiveness is, right? So I always like having television advertising. I usually do flash sales, but we're going to not do that. We're going to do search engine marketing, and we're going to do social media advertising. So all in all, at bare minimum, we should get 45% effectiveness. If we're doing it right, we're up to 85% effectiveness. And it's going to cost us what, 4,000 $400 a day? Not horrible. Not great, but not horrible. So that's set up. Now we got to find some airplanes. So A319, that is an unfortunate happenstance. I was really, really hoping to have older frickin' aircraft. All right, maybe we'll lease one. That's dang. Dang. All right, we'll lease one to start, just to show. You know what? A trick too. Sometimes if you leave and you go back in, this is what you got to do sometimes for the pilots and the crew to update. Sometimes it updates the aircraft, and it didn't. Darn. Okay. Well, let's go hire some people back into here. We need to create a new group. So this is domestic one for me. We need 2 pilots and we need 4 crew members. I like to go by competency. And hey, look, you've got skilled, learning, capable, and every now and then you'll see an expert pop up here. We're going to go with skilled. And what have we got for pilots who are skilled? Okay. We'll hire you. We'll hire you. Cabin crew. We're totally going to hire you. We'll hire you. No. Let's save, and I'll show you the trick. So we come back out. It's going to do the thing where it checks for my activation, which I don't know why it's doing that. I've never seen it do that. But it is. So let's I bet they're pushing an update. Is what I bet. I bet they are pushing an update. Which is fine. I do like it when they update. It makes things very nice. All right. So let's go back to people, hired new staff. And look at that, a whole new group of people has popped up. Oh, yeah, you're excellent. I totally need to hire you. And you're pretty darn good too. So there we go. And we have our crew of 6. Let's go set up let's go set up some routes. So we've got Ontario to Sacramento. Well, we'll do longer flights. I'll set up the O'Hare route, and I'll set the what else do we want to do? We'll do it to like um, hmm, I don't know. Phoenix? No. Albuquerque? Albuquerque's a good. No. Yeah, we'll do something close. We'll do Phoenix. Search, create. All right, let's come back down here to airport management because we're gonna need to add a little bit for Phoenix. If you keep your service kiosks too low, people will complain. It lowers your rating. Save everything all the time, just in case. All right, so let's make a route. Oop, wrong thing. Let's come back here to the tower. Let's make a route. Actually, nope, that's a lie. Let's go to the aircraft. This is domestic 1. And we're going to have Wi-Fi, better seats, and seat power on board this aircraft. This is a leased aircraft. Now we can come back to the tower and we can start doing some scheduling. So there's a little bit of a quirk that has to be, kind of figured out here. I'm going to do the red eye to Chicago first. So this plane would leave Ontario. What time is it now in Ontario? So currently it is 5:11. So I want this plane leaving 5 hours. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right here, we're gonna do Ontario to Chicago. This is gonna be flight 2301. I don't know why it's 2301, but it is. We're gonna choose domestic group 1, domestic catering. Each crew group, unless it's an international flight, like a long international flight, can do 4 segments, 4 routes, right? So I'm going to do Chicago back, and then we're going to do Phoenix back, and then they'll be done. So we'll schedule that. To Chicago is just under 4 hours, so we'll schedule it for that. There's the turn. We'll come here. This will be 2302. Again, the domestic schedule. This one's a little bit longer, about 4.5 hours. Bingo, bango, bongo. And then here, I'm going to do maintenance. Actually, we'll put maintenance in at the end. To delete things, you right click on it. Also, to adjust the cost of tickets, you right click on it. You can see the ticket pricing is rather but we are a quote unquote low cost airline. Okay. So we'll do this Ontario to Phoenix, which is 2304. Actually, no, it's not. We're going east. 2303. This is an hour and a half. This one's 2304. And that schedule. That's an hour and a half. Not going to take long to do that. So now we have a decision to make. Do we leave it as is after we save, or do we make some more routes? We can easily do, like up to Sacramento and back, up to San Francisco and back, and we could create another group. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to come in here. This is going to be domestic 2. And we need to hire some people. So, got us a nice skilled pilot. And got us a nice skilled pilot. I'm going to take the younger one. All right, cabin crew. These all kind of suck. So we're going to do the old trickaroo. Nope, we're going to restart it because I don't know why it's doing that. But it is. Again, I think they're pushing an update. All right. Ah, nice, cool water. All right, so we got domestic 2. Now let's go hire some peeps. All right, you work. You'll work. Ooh, yeah, you'll definitely work. And then let's hire one capable crew member. You'll work. We'll have one that's quote unquote in training. Okay, let's come back here. We're going to create some more routes. We're going to do Ontario to Sacramento. That's not Sacramento's. And then we're going to go to San Francisco. All right, Ontario to Sacramento. This is 2306 with our second crew. This again is an hour and a half. And then Sacramento to Ontario, 2305, I think. Twenty-three oh five, 2306, 2304, 2302. Yep. All right, so 2306, we've got one more, which is Ontario, 2308. Okay. Hey. We're going to delete that. What is that? It's 2308. Yeah. Okay, we're going to stick it here. Sometimes you gotta move it to make it do the right thing. So that's an hour and a half, and I want it butted up to there. And then this, before we make these, we got to copy. This is where things get quirky. You got to copy, paste, 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 paste. And then we have to make our next one, San Francisco. This is 2307. Domestic. hour and a half. There we go. And then that'll fill in the rest. So this airplane is going to be, in use for, there's our maintenance for now. We got a little bit of buffer time in there, not a lot. We got a little bit of buffer. Releasing a relatively new aircraft, so we should be okay. You can just pull down two, which is nice. So we're going to do 3 days on, day off, 2 days on, day off for maintenance, and then save. And that's how you make a schedule, right? A little bit of, practice, all that takes a little bit of, you know, getting used to, but that's how you do it. Do I not have 2307? Yeah, I have 2307. It's right there. Everything is in UTC time, which, great, but also somewhat annoying. But there we go. There's our everything. Cool thing here too is when you get statements, you'll be able to download them and see um, a little bit more of what's available. But I hope this was helpful, beneficial, and I hope you have fun using Passenger 2X. Again, join their Discord. I'll throw a link to the Discord down below so that you can join if you've got questions. But this is a really fun add-on, and it does not require you to fly. Yes, you can fly. You can do new flights. Say, hey, I'm doing this. Configure it. Do all the stuff and things. Right there's my 128. So I'm still not. I'm still not where I want to be. Now let's see what it does if I do it again. 142. Right. So a little bit more marketing maybe would help fill those seats. To be profitable, you need roughly 80% of your aircraft filled, depending on if you're, low cost, ultra low cost. Ultra low cost, you need more, or you got to charge more for the secondary stuff. If you're, a Premier or something, you're building like a Lufthansa or a United, a Cathay Pacific, and you've got a first class, you can get away with, um, having not 80%. But that's how it looks. Leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think. If you like it, share the video, stuff like that. Get it out there. It's a really cool add-on that I really want. I want to help promote for, Dave and Scott. They uh, they do an excellent job. So um, do what you got to do to get it out to everybody. Leave me a comment, and until next time, see ya.